Hello, Evan.
Hello.
What do you have there?
I have no clue what I have here.
Well, let's open it and find out.
All right.
Unstrap those latches and let's find out what we have.
Oh, man. All right.
There's so many keys and so many parts to that.
There sure are.
Let's find out what all those parts are. So, let's take out the bell, which is the rounded, flat bottom part.
Got it.
When we blow air through the instrument, this is where the sound's going to come.
Okay.
So, if we move right up the clarinet like a puzzle, we have two pieces that look exactly the same. We want to take, I call the part with all the golf club keys. Okay. So all the pieces that stick out, all the drivers that stick out. This is called the lower joint.
Okay.
So this is where this is where all of your lower notes are gonna come from. You're gonna get all your lower noting sounds. So put that back in the case. Moving right on up, grab the other piece with the keys. This is called the upper joint, or the higher part, whatever you want to call it. This has our register octave key. And this is also going to produce your higher, more sounding notes.
Okay.
Moving right on up, there you go. Moving right on up, grab the piece that's sticking right on up.
All right.
This is called the barrel.
Barrel. It's
the other part of the instrument that doesn't have any keys on it.
Got it.
This is going to connect what we just learned, our upper joint,
right,
to our mouthpiece.
Got it.
So, when we put it all together, I'll demonstrate for you. We're going to take take our bell and our lower joint, the one with all the golf club keys, and hold on, set those pieces back in the case. And can you grab for me the stick that has this red and white? Looks like chapstick.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering, what is that?
Cork grease.
That's cork grease. If you take your upper joint for me and take it out. See, the two pieces are like brownish, like gray. Those are corks. Now what we need to do is, especially with newer clarinets, we want to, basically this is sort of like glue. Or it helps the parts of the instrument go together better. So stick that upper joint back in the case.
Okay.
So grab your lower joint, or the bigger one with the bigger pieces, and we're gonna apply a decent amount. Try not to get it on the clarinet itself.
Okay.
And when you think you've put enough on, take your finger and
Elmer's cord.
Take your finger and I think that's enough.
That's enough.
So when you're done, you just put the cap on there for now. We're going to use it a little bit more later. And you're going to act like you're finger painting. You're just going to rub the cork grease into the cork.
All right.
And if you get a little bit on your hands, get a little too much on your hands, it's okay. We can wipe it off with some paper towels. Don't worry. You need to. Yeah.
Good.
So now we're going to grab that bell
that
we just took. And now, side note, before we put the two together, you want to hold it to where, so watch me. So take your big thumb on your right hand and place it over between the two
Got it.
big keys. And then rest your other hands all the way around. Now take your bell and slowly, don't try and bend any keys, and attach it on.
Ooh, boy.
If you have that sound, you may want to just put a hair more corkers on.
Yeah, that's not going.
It's okay.
Let's do this.
It's always better to be more cautious than bend the keys and have it get sent in.
I think it's just the cork is so new.
That is it too. The cork is
that it's not corkers that you need. It's just you need to work it.
And that's the thing that trips up most beginner players is they think, oh, my clarinet won't go together. And even if you do put cork grease on it, the corks they haven't really been worked in. They haven't been sanded down yet all that much.
Yeah.
So just do your best for now.
On hand.
You're doing good. Just keep going. Did you get it?
Yep.
Okay. So now we're gonna do that same sort of concept. You can set that in your lap, set it behind your case. Now we're gonna grab our other piece with our keys.
Alright.
And we're gonna do the exact same thing. And the neat thing with this, yep.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which side you do first. If you get extra cork grease on your hands, you can just always rub your finger on the other side because you got two sides of cork to grease. And you can never be too gentle or not excessive with the amount of cork grease you put on the first time. You don't want to put on too much, but you don't want to also put on too little. Because if you put on too little, and you may, when put it together, you may end up bending some keys, and that costs money. So we're going to work it together like we're painting with our fingers, rolling in there, and if you get a little extra on the hands, you can put it on the other side. And when you feel I think you're good, you can use this if you need to. If you feel you're good and satisfied, you can go ahead and now this time, I don't really have a good way to put it on. I mean, hold on, let me think. The way I like to do it, I don't know if it's the best way, but we're going to go with it, is to stick your hand. So take your right hand, sort of stick it on that back key, like so. And then, so there's two sides to this. And this is a very important step. You see, you see the little key under here? You see that?
Yeah.
On the other end? Those two have to line up. If they don't line up, your instrument will not play. And then you'll come to me, or you'll come to somebody else and you'll say, my instrument's not working, I'm squeaking and all that stuff. And I'll tell you, well, did you line up that middle section? Cool, cool, cool. Stick that in your lap and grab your barrel. You'll notice we don't have any corks on this.
That's nice.
So we're gonna, easy step, we're gonna take our cork.
Bigger end.
So there's two ends on a barrel. The key to this is the smaller end does not fit on the upper piece. The bigger end, the fatter end, does. So this one you might want to grab down here. You may want to grab down here. So so that you don't risk bending any keys. There we go. So we'll set that back down in our lap. And we'll grab our last piece, our mouthpiece, which is where our reed is going to go later. Okay. We got 1 cork to grease on this one. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take our little thing of cork grease and we're going to do the same thing. Don't be too gentle with it. You want to work in your corks. You want to get them nice and, in a sense, lubricated, nice and to where you're not having to, you know, pry it together, not pry it together, but like squeeze it together, bend keys, and then run to your band director and wonder why you can't get your clarinet together. So, once you have that finished, take your mouthpiece. And for this, when we put it on, I recommend holding your barrel.
Alright.
Hold it to where you're not going to bend this key, so don't try to keep your hand around that. And so what we want to do, see the sort of indent of the mouthpiece? We want that to line up with the little octave key thing.
Got it.
So, you can go ahead, push it on down.
That's about right.
Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Can I double check? So that looks about pretty good. Now, take out your reed, that little piece of wood, and that little plastic strip. So go ahead, take it out, sort of like you're taking the hot dog out of the bun. And go ahead, you can lick it. You can lick the whole mouthpiece or the whole reed, doesn't really matter. But we generally want to lick the thinner piece. And a general rule of thumb is if you've licked it enough, if you've got it wet enough, you stick it on your mouthpiece and you turn the mouthpiece over. We call this the lick it, stick it test. So you know that you have wetted your reed enough, got it soaked. So, now, go ahead and show me whenever you're ready. See if it's wet enough. Go ahead.
Nope.
Wet it just a little more. While you're doing that, go ahead and find that silver piece in your case that has all the screws on it. Wherever that is. This is called the ligature. It comes in many different variety, shapes, and sizes. It can be metal, plastic, whatever. This is what is going to hold our reed on to the mouthpiece. So whenever you're, I think you should be good on your mouthpiece. Why don't we? So first, put your mouthpiece actually on your clarinet. Okay. That's okay.
The whole thing?
That's okay. For now, let's go ahead and have you stick your mouthpiece back on the clarinet whenever you get your reed all set up.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and stick our mouthpiece back on the clarinet. You can take the reed off. Let's go ahead and let's stick our reed on the mouthpiece. Remember that when we stick our reed on the mouthpiece, we want to have just the tiniest little sliver of black on top. So if you turn the whole clarinet around and you look at the mouthpiece, you don't want to see any of that reed. You don't want to see any of that reed, just a little bit. Not too much. So now we're going to take our silver little thing with all the screws. This is called a ligature. This connects or basically holds our reed in place. We want to loosen the screws just a little. We don't want to tighten it too tight to the mouthpiece, but we want to get it just snug.
Good.
I think it looks pretty good. So what I want you to do now is I want you to set your case on the ground, close your case, make sure we latch the latches. And I just want you to give it a blow.
How do I hold this?
So, how do you hold it? Good question.
Yeah.
Well, to start, so our left hand, when we hold a clarinet, always goes on top. And our right hand always goes on bottom. So our thumb is going to go right on this back key. And
on the back key.
Then we're going to go pointer finger on the first key, middle finger on the second key, and the ring finger on the open hold.
Alright.
And then on the other hand, we're going to have, so our thumb, see that little thing on the back, thing sticking out? Your thumb is going to go under. You don't want to have your thumb too far under, but you also don't want to have your thumb too not far enough under.
Okay.
So think about having your like your thumbnail sort of like almost getting there, close to your.
Okay.
Now continuing down, we have our pointer finger on the first key, our index on the second, our ring finger on the third, with our pinky finger playing this bottom key right here.
Alright.
Now, I'm just going to let you blow away for just a few minutes. Okay. You're not doing too bad. So now we're going to get into, because we all want to sound better and we all want to sound like we know how we're playing this thing. So, I have a little activity for us to do. So, you get a straw. Now I want you to act like you're taking a sip of your favorite soda. What I want you to do is watch me first. I want you to take a nice, good, deep breath in. Remember, or if you have no idea, remember we breathe from the stomach. We don't breathe from the shoulders.
There's diaphragm.
We, in a sense, not literally, we want to act like when we have a baby, we want our stomach to expand, not the shoulders to expand. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to blow it all out. And out. Again, in. Freeze. I want you to take your straw out of your mouth. I want you to turn back, face this way. Now look out of your peripherals and look at your mouth. You see how you have that sort of C shape?
Oh, yeah.
With your bottom chin?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we want to approach the embouchure with the clarinet and how we hold it. So, I'm going to have you take off just your mouthpiece. Take off just the mouthpiece.
Ligature off?
You can do that, yes. So, we're going to figure out how we play this thing, how we put it in our mouth.
Right.
So, oh my bad, you want to have your ligature on. My bad. Forgot to tell you that. So, let's start from the bottom up. So we want to take when we're talking about embouchure, which is like what our mouth is doing when we play, we want to take our bottom lip and we want to roll it in just a little. And that's going to act as our cushion. Yeah, just sort of like that. That's going to act as our cushion. We're going to take our mouthpiece side and just rest it on the mouthpiece, and we're going to lay our top teeth down on the mouthpiece and let our top lip just rest down on the mouthpiece. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to smile for me. Now, all I want you to do is just bring everything down onto the mouthpiece. Now I want you to take remember how we used the drinking straw? Now I want you to take in a nice deep breath, and I want you to just give me some sound. Not bad. Repeat after me a couple times. Can you try something. Pull your corners back just a little bit more. Don't change anything else. Just pull your corners back just a little more. And let's do it again. There we go. There we go. I want you to try something for me now. I want you to do the thing you're not supposed to do. And what I know a lot of you beginners do is you puff your cheeks when we do it. So I don't want you to worry about this at all. Don't bend your lip. I want you to just
blow.
Just blow.
All right.
Okay, try that again. So, we don't want to do that when we play.
Right.
What we want to do is, so if you look on the mouthpiece, we want to be, when we put our teeth down on the mouthpiece, we want to be about a quarter, third of the way down. Not even that much down.
It's like a fingernail?
Yeah, about a fingernail.
Like a thumb?
Yeah. So I want you to, we're going to go back to the way I taught you. We're going to make sure we have that C shape in our lip. And now we're going to try that same activity again. Much better. Now, go ahead, pick up your clarinet, and put your mouthpiece back on. Now we're going to learn a couple of, I'm going to teach you the first 5 notes on this instrument. I'm going to teach you C, D, E, F, and even G.
Oh, man.
So, the clarinet is an instrument that transposes, which means we don't read the same key as a flute or piano, which means we have to read up a whole step.
Okay.
So the first note we're going to learn is a C. So, to finger a C, we're going to take our thumb, our first finger on our first hole, our second finger, and then this one right here. Nothing else. But you want to have your thumb on the register key. And while you're sitting there, let's talk a little bit about posture. So we want to sit towards the front of our chair with both of our feet flat on the floor. We want a slight curve bend to the back, not too much to where, we're like, go ahead, lay all the way back, bend back, slouch. We don't want to do that. So we want to sit all the way up on the front of our chair, feet flat on the floor, that slight bend in our back, and we want the clarinet to almost be like sort of 35, sort of makes like a triangle.
With what?
So, sit up straight with your back, your legs straight out, and then this. So bring your clarinet in just a little bit. And also, we're gonna, whenever you play, you don't want to have your music stand too low to the ground, because if you have it too low and you play like you're playing, your embouchure is going to basically get messed up. So we're gonna start and we're gonna learn our first note, C. Finger C for me. Taking into account all that we learned, our good embouchure, we don't want to take in too much mouthpiece. got that C sort of shape. Pull our corners just a little bit back. Taking a good breath. Good. You're looking in the mirror. Taking a good breath and just blow for me. There you go. Blow. Blow for me. Good. We're going to do that again, except I want you to bring your clarinet just a little bit down. There we go. Try it again. Good. Play it with me. Play that scene. Breathe. Good. Great job. Now, continuing right on up, our first scale that you'll learn, the concert B flat scale, we're going to move on right up to a D. So I want you to finger a C for me, and you're just going to lift up that ring finger.
All right.
Now, keep everything else in mind that we've learned, and see if you can get a D. Bring your clarinet in just a little. Good. Not bad. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try number 3, a whole lot of counting. I want you to forget the E's and the D's. We're going to treat them like D's and C's.
Okay.
So can you tell me what key signature are we in?
B flat.
Concert B flat. Good.
Concert B flat.
How long do we hold that first note? Do you know what that first note is called?
I do not.
That's called a whole note. So a whole note gets this whole bar. So basically we're going to hold it for 4 counts. So what we want to do when we play is we want to tap our toe to keep the beat and the time so we don't lose it. So we don't speed up and we don't slow down. So we're going to try number 3. First, before we start, finger a D for me. And now finger a C. Now what we want to do on beat 4, so beat 4 in each of these measures, we want to take a good metered breath. So I'll count you off. And we're going to try number 3. Play D's where there are E's and C's where there are D's. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 2. Big breath. Bring the clarinet in just a little bit. There you go. Good job. Good job. Wasn't bad. Let's try that again. You did a lot of things right, but let's make sure that we're bringing our clarinet in just a little, and that we're not pacing so much with our head, like, bobbing your head. And I want you to pick a spot on that wall over there, and I want you to blow. I want you to send your air like a paper airplane all the way over there. Pick a spot on the wall.
Like have my clarinet aimed up?
No.
Okay.
Correction. I don't want your clarinet aimed, all the way up here. I want you to, when you blow your air, I want you to imagine it like a paper airplane. I want you to send it all the way to that back wall. Pick a spot on that back wall, and I want you to, blow that tree down or something. So we're going to do number 3 again. I'll give you a bar, free bar, and then you'll come in. I want you to you're doing a great job with your breathing. Breathing on 4. Big breath. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Big breath.
Let's restart that.
Let's restart that. You're doing okay. Here, let me raise the stand just a little so that you're not looking down to play. Let's try that again. You're doing fine. Just calm down, just breathe. The worst thing you can do is you can get tense up when you play. So let's try number 3 again.
Okay.
Remembering all that, taking into account our posture, nice sitting straight and tall, like acting like you're pulling a string up on your head. Make sure our clarinet's not too far out here. Make sure it's almost sort of like in line with your knees, kinda. Pull it in just a little. There you go. Make sure we got our embouchure going. That's looking good. Here we go. Number 3. Whole lot of counting. 1, 2. Make sure we're tapping our toe. 1, 2, 3. Big breath. You got this. Good job. You're getting a lot better. One thing you can improve on just a little is that you're sometimes tending to look down when you play. It's very, very, very minuscule, but it does sometimes make a difference.
Okay.
Now we're going to keep on moving. We're going to learn E, the note E.
Okay.
And so, to finger E, going right up the scale, we've learned C. We've learned D. So we're going to finger D. So, thumb, first 2 fingers. Now we're just going to lift up that middle finger. And one thing, make sure, I don't know if you can't tell, make sure we're covering the entire hole. Because if you don't cover the entire hole, that's maybe why you're squeaking, maybe why you're getting that airy sound. So, we're going to take everything into account. Posture, make sure we're sitting up straight and tall. Bring it in the clarinet just a moment. Now, repeat after me. I'll play the E, and then I'll have you play the E. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. Not bad. It's not actually that bad. You're doing a pretty good job. Now, let's apply that. We're going to do number 5. Mix them up.
All right.
This is going to use all 3 notes that we've just learned. Your E, finger E. It's also going to use our D and our C. Same thing. Make sure we're pushing that air. Not literally. Make sure we're pushing that air all the way over there. All the bar. Make sure we're not cheating the note. It counts.
All right.
I'll have you play once by yourself, and then I'll play with you.
All right.
Make sure we're tapping our toe. Not out of time. Not whatever time we want. Make sure we're sitting up straight and tall. All that good stuff. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, make sure we're covering the holes. Good. Great job. That's awesome. Good job. Can you do one thing for me?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your E one more time. Make sure we're covering all of our keys. Just double checking. Make sure we're covering all our keys. Try it again. Take a good breath for me. Nice, good, solid breath for me. There it is. Okay, let's move on. We're going to do a duet, and I'm going to play with you.
Alright.
We're going to do number 13, 2 for the show.
Alright.
Now we've added half notes, we've cut the whole note in half.
Okay.
So in our bar of 4 counts, each note is now, the half notes are going to get 2 counts.
Okay.
So it's going to sound a little bit like this. So they each get 2 counts instead of that long note at the end.
Okay.
Would you like line A? Or would you like line B?
You tell me.
I'll put you on line A.
Okay.
And I'll be on line B. Now you see that little comma looking thing?
Apostrophe.
There? That apostrophe?
Yeah.
That's called a breath mark.
Okay.
We want to take that. It's very important. These 2 bars right here, they're called a phrase. So we don't want to breathe anywhere in here.
Okay.
It's almost like if you were listening to your favorite song on the radio. You wouldn't want your favorite artist to breathe right in the middle of one of your favorite parts.
Right.
So we want to breathe at those breath marks. Take a good, deep, good sized breath, good expanded breath like we've been taking. And let's do number 13, 2 for the show.
Alright.
I'll count you off. Make sure we're tapping our toe. You're on line A, I'm on line B. See if you can be louder than me. I want you to imagine your ear again like a paper airplane. Focus it, make it go that way.
Alright.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. That wasn't bad. You're doing great. You're really improving on your C and your D. Your E's still a little shaky. But we'll work on it. You'll get it. Now let's move on. We're moving right on up the scale. We've learned our C, our D, and our E, and our E.
Okay.
Now we're gonna learn our F, which we're almost starting to get where we have no hands on the clarinet. So let's go ahead, let's finger our E, which is our F, our thumb, and our first finger. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to lift up that pinky, or that index finger. And this is our F, which is also, so we'll do the same thing like we did last time. I'll play, and then you repeat after me.
Okay.
Watch me, watch my posture, watch my embouchure, Clarence not out here, and forward towards your body. And if you have to adjust your embouchure to that, you may have to. Here we go. I'll do 4, and then I'll give you a bar rest, and you come in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Big breath. Awesome. That was it. That was it. That was a good note. So we're going to learn our last note in our first 5 notes here, and that's our G. Now, if you notice, if you look on that fingering chart, or if you look on this fingering chart, you'll notice that
it's all open.
It's all open. There's nothing highlighted. There's nothing, no black holes showing that it's closed. It's all open. So, we'll do a call and answer. I'll go first, and you follow.
Alright.
We're going to try our open G. Make sure our thumb make sure we're not getting too over here with our thumb.
Okay.
Make sure we're staying over here. Try and rest your hands on your right hand more over the keys.
Alright.
There you go. Here we go. Try an open G. 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Not bad. It could be better. We're going to try that again. Don't look at the book this time. Look straight ahead. Look straight ahead. So right now, just look straight ahead. Now take your clarinet and just put it up to your mouth. Don't move your head. Don't move anything. Bring your clarinet in just a little. Remember where we want our teeth to be. Now let's try that open G again. We should notice a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big breath. Good job. Good job. Now make sure when we do this, you might have been doing this, make sure we aren't like hovering our hands like completely over the keys. Make sure they're sort of like, just out here, not like completely out here.
Okay.
But make sure they're not like on the keys. Now I'm just going to have you make sure your thumb, another thing, make sure we're not resting our thumb under that bottom key. Sort of have it like, sort of resting under it, kind of under that key. Because if we have our hands, like fingers covering the key, sort of, it can affect how high or low it sounds.
Okay.
I'm going to have you try that open G one more time. We're going to get it this time. I have faith. I'm just going to have you do it this time. Remember, make sure we're looking forward. Make sure our clarinet's not too far out. There we go. Looking good. I'll count you in 4 counts. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Big breath. Yeah, that was a lot better. That was a lot better. So, to wrap up our 5-note extravaganza, we're going to try number 24.
Okay.
Lightly Row. It's another duet. I'll play with you. I want you on line A again.
Okay.
We now have quarter notes. We've upgraded one level.
Alright.
So our quarter notes get 1 out of the 4 beats. So if we're in On number 24, for example, measure 3 is going to sound like this. We don't have any of those, more of those long notes, or sort of long notes anymore. So we're going to try number 24, lightly row, a little bit slower, since this is your first time. We're going to try it a little bit slower. I'll be on A, you'll be on B, and we're going to see how it goes. Remember that good air, good breathing. Make sure we're not breathing from the shoulders. Make sure our air is going out. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Nice job. We've come a long way. We've come a long way from the beginning. So let's do a little bit of review. We started out.
Can we do that again?
Yeah, we can do that again.
Alright.
Can you tell me one thing you think you can fix?
Breathing.
Breathing?
Faster fingers.
Oh, faster fingers.
Getting the right keys down, I guess.
Good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. Clarinet's hard. We can sometimes sound like we're falling up a flight of stairs. So when our air, when we push it through, doesn't line up with when we pick up our fingers. So if you need to put a little bit of space in between each note so you can get to each finger, you can do that. I'll let you do that. Let's do number 25, or 24, lightly row, one more time. See if you can fix at least one of your things you point out to me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Real quick.
Yeah.
I know I probably didn't do this earlier, and I probably should have. Let's do a little scale exercise. So what we're going to do, since we don't know our whole B flat scale yet, we're just going to go up from C up to G and back down.
Okay. What note length?
Let's do them in slow quarter notes. So each note's going to get one count.
Okay.
In that bar. Here's your tempo. Make sure we're picking up our fingers. Make sure we're not slow. If you need any, before we start, do you have any questions about any of the fingerings that you're not sure of?
Nope, I just get confused. There's too many buttons on this thing.
Okay. I understand. Yeah. Let's try this one time.
Coming from the three valves, it's hard.
Here we go. Slow quarter notes. 1, 2, 2, 3, big breath. Let's try it again.
Okay, I just want to start it now.
Hear it in your.
Yep.
You're not maybe not to this point yet, but hear it in your head. Check your posture before you start. Here we go. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, big breath. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna have you try something else. I'm gonna have you play what's called a chord or a triad.
Okay.
It's a triad outlines the first, so our C outlines our first note in the scale, our third note, which would be E, and our fifth note, which would be G.
Okay.
And have you do that in quarter notes for me. And then we'll try 24 again, and that's probably all we'll have time for. Let's outline the triad once.
Alright.
Remember to be very deliberate with your picking up of the fingers. Let's try this triad. I have faith in you, you can do it. Here we go, same tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, big breath. Let's try it again.
Yep.
1, 2. You got this. There you go.
Alright.
Now let's try 24 one more time. Now that you've taken in all that, all of our skips that we have, all of our scales that we have, let's try this one more time. One more time. Here we go. You're on line A, I'm on line B. I have confidence in you. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. That was a great improvement. Great improvement. So, let's do a little bit of review. Remember, we started off with the whole, this has so many pieces. You wondered how in the heck were you going to even figure out how to put it together. We put it together. You played a little bit on your mouthpiece. Worked a little bit on the embouchure. We taught you how to sit in the chair, not slouching, not, sitting up straight. And we taught you how to play your first 5 notes. So, for next time, what I want you to do is you're really grasping your note concepts pretty well. Your notes are coming out pretty well, but your thing you're having trouble with is this. Your whole, what your mouth is doing.
Okay.
Your mouth sometimes seems to it's moving.
Okay.
And in the nicest way, we don't want our mouth to move when we play.
Okay.
We want it to be nice and firm. So I want you to work on that. it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. But slowly, if you work on it every single week, you'll notice a difference. Okay. And this will help with your stamina, because I know it was hard for you to get some of those notes out to start. Mm-hmm. So that's, and then when we come back next time, we'll go through this one again, and we'll see if you truly did work on your embouchure. Okay. That was fun. Oh, I had a blast. Oof. How you feeling?
I liked my other instrument a lot more.
What other instrument do you play?
Oh, I play trumpet, so this is a big change for me.
I bet. I bet.
Sending the air down instead of out. That's hard, but
I bet. You're great.
Thanks.
Hope you had fun.
I definitely did.